Right. Good morning, everyone. All the online students, is it the screen is visible? All the online students, could you please everyone respond in the chat window? Okay, perfect, guys. Let's get started then. Right. So the one we have been discussing about this particular TypeScript here. Previously, we just got understood how exactly we can go with this particular object identification. First, we have been done with object identification concept, and after that, which need to be get started that particular TypeScript. As part of that particular TypeScript, first we need to be get complete that particular installation. So previously, we have been discussed about understanding the TypeScript versus JavaScript here. Since that our understanding is the TypeScript has been considered as a superset of JavaScript. That means if you are learning, if you are understanding that particular TypeScript, if you're learning, if you're understanding that particular aspect of TypeScript, by default, you will get in a concepts of JavaScript. Right. See here. So if you are comfortable or understanding this particular aspect of TypeScript, indirectly you will be understanding that particular JavaScript concepts also. That is what we have been discussing about TypeScript concepts here. Further, first you need to be get complete that particular installation. So as part of that particular installation, we mentioned that particular three steps of installation. As part of that particular three step, first step mentioned that download and install node.js.exe. First step is download and install node.js.exe. This is the first step need to be completed. Then these particular node.js, which has been helping that to execute that particular JavaScript and then that particular TypeScript program. Then you will be taking with this particular second step. Second step, install TypeScript from command prompt. Install TypeScript from command prompt. This is to recognize. Okay. To recognize TypeScript syntax. To recognize that particular TypeScript syntax, you need to be get install this particular TypeScript here. Okay. After that, you will be taking with these particular steps. And the last one, mention that download and install VS Code. Download and install this particular VS Code. Okay. This is to write. You can say that to write and then to execute programs here. For the purpose of writing with the program and then executing with the program, we need to take with the help of this particular VS Code. So before getting started working with the programming, so before getting started working with the programming, you need to get complete these particular 3 steps here. And all the online students, in case of any issues with the installations, if anyone got any issues with the installations, it can go with and taking with the help of that particular offline lab support and then taking with that particular online lab support here. But make sure that it have been done with installations here. Once your installations has been done, we are ready to start working with the programming. Further, again, first step, you need to go with create workspace. The workspace is nothing but it will be taking with folder. If I'm taking with the workspace is nothing but it will be taking with that particular respective of folder. Okay. This will be the main workspace. We can mention the path of to save. To save all, we can say that projects or it will be taking with programs. Next, the second step, under workspace, please be very clear. Under workspace, create project. Under workspace, create project. Project also folder only. So under workspace, it will be taking with that particular project. So that particular project also, it can consider that it will be taking with folder. That means while working this particular VS Code, one project is equal to one particular folder. In the same way, one file is equal to one particular program. So here it will be taking with as part of this particular TypeScript or while working this particular VS Code, we can say that one project is equal to one folder. Nothing but project is equal to folder, file is equal to program. That means going forward, if you want to begin, going forward, if you want to begin, create this particular project, you need to begin take with the help of folder. If you want to begin create a program, you need to begin create a file. So let's see that how we can do it. Workspace, you need to begin maintain in any of the drive based on your laptop. According to your laptop comfortable, you can maintain in any of the drive. So I was maintaining in D drive. I given my folder name as a playwright workspace. Name can be anything. Name can be anything. It doesn't make any problem at all. I just provided with the name playwright workspace. Under that, under that, I need to create your project folder. Under that, I need to create your project folder. I'm just creating one particular project folder, taking with the new and folder. The folder name I'm just mentioning as a 77 batch. So your batch count is 77. Remember this particular batch count also. Going forward, all the communication whenever it is required will be taking with this particular batch number only. All the online students also, it can have that particular batch count. It will be taking with that particular 77 batch. Okay. So I got that particular batch number is 77. So now in my laptop, I have been created workspace and then I have been created that particular project. That particular project, I need to be get access in that particular VS Code. So you guys has been working for the first time. In case if you guys are working for the first time, first you need to be get open workspace. That is file and then open folder, and then you will be selecting your respective workspace folder. In case of the first time, I've been already opened that particular workspace, so I'm ignoring it, taking with the second step. Now, this is my workspace, Playwright workspace. Under this, I need to be get added my project. For this particular workspace, I need to be get add my project. Let's see that how we can add with the project. Let's see that how exactly we can get add this particular respective project here. Let's see that. Right. So let's understand. Let's see that how exactly it can go with. See here. Now, I'll be taking with the file. From the file, I will be taking with option of add folder to workspace. So which I will be taking with, I will be mentioning that add folder to workspace. I'll just click on that add folder to workspace. Okay. Then whatever your folder is there inside of the workspace. So here playwright underscore WS is my workspace. Under that, under that, I got in a folder which I will be taking with 77 batch. So 77 batch is my folder, nothing but project. I'm just selecting it, click on that particular add. So once I got click on that particular add, it will be adding to your workspace. Now we can see here, you will be able to see the folder of 77 batch. So one folder is equal to one particular project. While working this particular VS Code, we can say that one folder is equal to one particular project. Okay. Now, if I just go with this particular folder, if I look into this particular respective top, I got an option of new file. To create a new file, we can select this option. Another one, new folder. This is in a new file. This is in a new folder. Okay. Otherwise, you can just go with the right click. Once you've done with the right click, you can use new file, new folder. For now, I'm just creating one more subfolder. For now, I'm just creating one more subfolder mentioning the TypeScript examples. I'm just creating one folder mention the TypeScript examples. Under the TypeScript folder, I need to take right click and then creating new file. Under the TypeScript folder, I'm just creating new file. According to the VS Code, one file is equal to one particular program. One file is equal to one particular program. Okay, let's see here. I will be taking with this particular perspective of new file. Let's see. Now we need to be get provide file name. File name can be anything. File name can be anything. As an example, I just mentioned with the file name, considering that hello. Name can be anything. It doesn't make any problem at all. For that particular name, it will be giving extension dot, it will be providing ts. So here, for every file, it will have an extension dot ts considering the TypeScript file, dot js considering the JavaScript file. So which file you want to be get created, you need to be get provide that particular extension. So for now, I just created one particular file, mention that hello.ts. Then it will be able to create that particular file. Next, as usual, we can write with the program. See that how easy we can write with the program in the TypeScript. In case of Java or some other program, lot of code you need to write it. But while working this particular TypeScript, I can go with one printf statement. Requirement is I want to print some statement. If I want to be get print the statement as part of TypeScript, it will be taking with console console.log console.log within a bracket, within a double quotes, whatever the statement you want to print it, we can write that particular statement. For example, I'll mention my first TypeScript program. My first TypeScript program. That means not like mandatory that you need to create one class, you need to create one main method. Like in Java, lot of things we have to do. But as part of this particular TypeScript, it doesn't require all those things here. Just directly we can continue in writing with the program. That is what we will be taking with console.log. If I go with this particular console.log, you can understand that it is in a printf statement while working TypeScript. While working with the TypeScript, if you want to be get print any statement, any kind of statement, it will be taking with the help of console.log. Once we write with the program, we need to be get execute the program. So how exactly we can execute the program? Two options we got it. To execute in a program, one option is in a top, it got in a dotted symbol. All the online students able to see after the run option. All the online students Is it everyone able to see? Please respond, guys. Okay. So in the top, it will be taking with that particular dotted symbol. Okay. You need to be get click on dotted symbol. Then you will be taking with terminal. It will be taking with new terminal. This is one option. You can just go with click on dotted symbol, taking with the terminal and then new terminal. Otherwise, you can just go with right click on your folder. Under which folder your programs are available, you need to go with right click on that particular folder. My programs are available under TypeScript example. I'm doing right click on that particular folder. Then you will be taking with open in integrated terminal. I'm just taking with the option open in integrated terminal. Okay. Then it will open that particular terminal. So D drive, my workspace is playwright. Under that, the main folder 77 batch. Under that, TypeScript example. Okay. Now I need to execute in a program. So as we mentioned previously, while working this particular TypeScript, while working this particular respective of TypeScript, first we need to be get go with in compile the program. First we need to be get go with compile program. So how exactly we can compile the program? So how exactly we can compile the program? It will be using with the command TSC. It will be using with the command TSC, TypeScript compiler. TSC TypeScript compiler providing file name. Providing file name. So this is what it will be taking it. So with this, how it will be doing is it will create .js file. Once you done with the compile, automatically it will be creating that particular respective JS file. Okay. After that, once you compile the program is successful. Once you compile the program is successful. Then you need to get go with execute program. Once you done that particular compile the program, then it will be taking with execute that particular respective program. To execute in a program, it will be using the command mention that node. This is file name dot ts. And this is which I will be taking with file name dot ts or I will be taking with JS. Because as we compile the program, already it has been generated that particular JavaScript file. I mean, you are learning TypeScript only. While working with the TypeScript also, you will be getting that particular JavaScript. So whenever you compile with the program, by default, it is generating the JavaScript file. At the time of execution, based on the user comfortable, we can execute .ts file or we can execute .js file. Let's see here. So first I will be taking with TSC, TypeScript compiler, then providing file name. So file name is you will be taking with hello.ts. So file name is hello.ts. Then you will go with click on enter. So once I got clicking on that particular enter, as there is no error, it has been created .js. We created .ts. Once I compile the program, automatically creating .js. Let me open the program. If I open .js, any new code you got it? Send TypeScript, whatever the code is there, the same thing available. There is no new things here. So that is what I'm saying, that once I got and comfortable with the TypeScript, very easily you can get a comfortable with JavaScript also. But whenever you are taking with the practice, not like both the files will get open, you need to be get close the file. You need to able to open only TypeScript file. I'm closing it. So I'm just closing it. So now we compile with the program. Once we got compiled with the program, then we need to be get run the program. To get run with the program, you will be taking with node and then mention file name. Either you can mention hello.ts or you can mention hello.js. Both the things will be the same. Now we can see here, if I'm executing this particular program, if I'm just executing this particular program, it has been given the result mentioning that my first TypeScript program. That is what we are printing it. I'm just printing my first TypeScript program. The same thing, it has been printed in the result mentioning that my first TypeScript program here. So this is how you need to be get started compiling with the program and then executing the program. You may get in a doubt, sir, I don't want to go with compile and then run. Directly, I want to run with the program. So directly we can run with the program that we will understand in the coming sessions here. But for now, just you can take with the practice of, for now, you can take with the practice of compiling with the program and executing with the program and see the flexibility, see the advantages and see the flexibility of you will be taking with this particular respective TypeScript. See the flexibility of TypeScript. Now, I want to print one more statement that I will be taking with console.log. I'm just taking with single quotes. Within a single quotes, I'm just printing with the statement mentioning that I will be taking with TypeScript is very easy. I'm just printing with the statement TypeScript is very easy. See the difference here. Both are printf statements only. Both are printf statement. But see the difference. Here we got a double quotes. And here we got a single quotes here. In case of Java, it will give an error if you are using that particular single quotes. But while working with the TypeScript, we got in a little bit flexibility. We can go with that particular double quotes or we can go with that particular single quotes based on user comfortable, based on that particular, that particular user comfortable, we can go with that particular double quotes or single quotes. That is one flexibility. Another difference is we got added the colon symbol. And here we have not added that particular colon. So that colon also not like mandatory while working this particular TypeScript programming. When you compare with other languages, you got the little bit flexibility while working this particular TypeScript here. Okay. This is what I will be taking it. I will be having these two printf statements. And apart from that, some other things here, which I will be taking with these particular regular concepts while working that particular programming. So while working that particular programming, I can go with in mentioning that two forward slash. If I'm using that particular two forward slash, the meaning of two forward slash, it will be considered as a comments. The meaning of comments, we can mention that not executable code. The meaning of comments is we can say that not executable code. That means whatever the code you mention for two forward slash, that is just for understanding purpose only. That is just for our understanding purpose. That particular code, it will not be getting executed. These particular two forward slash, it will be mentioning the single line comment. In the same way, it will be taking with forward slash, it will be taking with the star. Mentioning that, it will be taking with multi-line comments here, which I will be taking with that particular respective of multi-line comments. So here I'm just mentioning that my first TypeScript program. So this is how you need to be get started writing with the programs here, as very easy in a very simple way we can get started working with the program. Whenever you guys has been practicing, while you guys has been practicing, there may be a chances you may get an errors also. In case of any errors, in case of any error, first you guys can try it to resolve with the error from your side. First, you guys can try it to resolve with the error from your side. You tried with all the possibilities, you tried with all the options, and still you are not able to resolve the error. Then you can take with the help of lab support. You can take with the help of offline lab support, online lab support. By that, you will get an option of sharing with the screen. By that, you will be getting with the lab support of sharing with the screen, and then they will look into that issue and they will resolve it. But not like they will resolve everything here. Just they will guide you only. You need to be get spent with the time in learning all the things here. It's not like just in simple, you written the program, you got an error, immediately taking the help of them resolve it. First you have to try it, because you guys need to learn with the subject. So you guys need to be get spend enough time. You tried with the multiple ways, not able to resolve, then you can take with the help of that offline lab support or online lab support. Okay. And then it will be taking with this particular respective of, which I will be taking with this particular execution of the program. First, you can save the program. Once you save with the program, then tsc compile hello.ts. tsc hello.ts, considering the TypeScript. Then you will be taking with execution. Whenever I compile the program for second time, it will not generate one more JS file. It's not like generating one more JS file. Only one particular JS file will be available. Automatically, that JS file will get updated. Now, I'll go with execution. So that particular execution, hello.ts. Either you can go with the TS or you can go with the JS. Both will be the same. You will be able to see that particular respective output. My first TypeScript program, and TypeScript is very, very easy. This is how you need to be get started taking with of programming. And all the programs, what I was explaining in each and every particular session. In each and every particular session, whatever the programs I was explaining, every program I will be maintaining in your respective Google Drive. I will be uploading into your respective Google Drive on day-to-day basis. Whatever the programs we are practicing, every program I will be providing in that particular Google Drive. Along with the Google Drive, you can refer your hard copy or soft copy of the material. You can refer hard copy or soft copy of the material. You will be able to see all the details here. If we just look into this, first it has been completing that particular installations. So I just writing with the statement of console.log and then that particular comment section, compile the program, run the program. Each and every particular program, it has been clearly documented. You need to be get follow that particular process. This is what the very first program. For the practice purpose, I just given some program in taking into your practice here. So don't be confused here. Going forward, whatever the programs we are discussing, every program, it will be uploaded in your Google Drive. Along with that, it will be available in your PDF file, I mean soft copy of the material, hard copy of the material. This is what the first concept we learn it. Now let's move on to this particular second concept. That is what we need to be get understand that it will be taking with this particular respective of TypeScript variables. Just you can write with the new heading. All the online students also, please write with the new heading, mention the TypeScript variables and then make a note of this particular description. All the online students also, please write with the new heading, mention the TypeScript variable and make a note of that particular description up to that particular highlighted one. Just you can continue up to highlighted one. All the online students also, please write with the new heading, mention the TypeScript variables and continue up to that particular highlighted one. All the online students also just can continue up to that particular highlighted one. Just up to that particular highlighted one, guys. Up to this. All the online students just continue up to that particular highlighted one only. Done? All the online students. Everyone has been done? Okay, right. Right. So let's understand what exactly mean by these particular variables concept and how exactly these particular variable concepts has been came into the picture. See that. So particularly while working this particular aspective of TypeScript, particularly while working this particular aspective of TypeScript, we got in a concept of these particular three keywords. In further session, I will be discussing about in more detailed of data types and variables. In further session, I will be discussing in more detailed of data types and variables. But for now, we are just understanding, we are understanding TypeScript variable keywords. So for now, we are understanding TypeScript variable keywords. That is what we got in a constant. And then let, and then var. We got in a three things here. So while working these particular TypeScript, we got in a TypeScript variables. One, it will be considered that constant, another one let, another one var. Okay. First, it will be taking with constant. The meaning of constant. To define. To define constant values. To define constant values. The meaning, okay, to define constant values. After that, for constant variables, for constant variables, we cannot reassign the data. We cannot reassign the data. And we cannot re-declare the variable. We cannot re-declare the variable. So while working these particular constant, so what is mean by that? Everything I will be explaining. See the understanding. We got a constant variable. Meaning of constant variable to define constant values. While working these particular constant variable, we cannot reassign. We cannot reassign the data, and we cannot re-declare. We cannot re-declare the variable. Okay. In the same way, you will be taking with this particular one, let, which you will be taking with let. If I go with the let, we can mention, we can say that to define the values. To define the values. Now, for let variables, for let variables, we can reassign the data. We can reassign the data, and we cannot re-declare variable. See that. So while working that particular let, we can say that to define the values. For let variables, we can reassign the data, but we cannot re-declare the variable. We cannot re-declare the variable. Okay. Then it will be taking with mentioning that to go with var. To go with that particular var. Okay. Now we can see here. This is also, it will be mentioning that to define values for var variables. For var variables, we can reassign the data. We can reassign the data, and we can re-declare the variable. So while working this particular var, we can mention, we can reassign the data, and we can re-declare the variable. Okay. And then it will be taking with the note. As per real-time standards. As per real-time standards, we never use var keyword. We never use var keyword. Either we can use constant or let. Constant or let. So while working these particular things, so as part of this particular TypeScript, we got three variables here. So one is mentioning the constant variable. Then we will be taking with let variable and then taking with this particular variable. So constant to define constant values. Constant to define constant values. For constant variable, we cannot reassign the data and we cannot redeclare the variable. Reassigning is not possible. Redeclare also not possible. Let keyword reassign is possible. Redeclare is not possible. Where we can reassign and we can redeclare, both the things can be possible. And according to real-time standards, as part of that particular real-time standards, as part of that particular real-time standards, we need to go with utilizing only constant keyword, or we will be taking with let keyword. We'll go with only that particular constant keyword. It will be taking with the let keyword. It is not suggestible. It is not suggestible of that particular var keyword. So let's go with a practical example to understand in more detailed of reassign and redeclare. So what exactly the meaning of that particular reassign and what exactly the meaning of redeclare? Will take a practical example, then you will get the more clear picture. Let's see that how exactly we can write this particular program. See that. So as usual, first I'm just taking with right click and then taking with new file. So one file is equal to one program. I'm taking with the example and then mentioning that particular variable keywords. We can provide any file name dot extension dot ts, which we will be taking with the extension dot ts. Okay. Now we are writing with the program. First, I'm giving some comment section mentioning the Typescript variable keywords, considering that constant, taking with the let, and then it will be taking with var. Now let's understand in more detail. First, I will be taking with constant. Okay. Now, I'm just defining right. Now, first I'm taking with one particular variable. I will be taking with constant, which I will be taking with that particular a number, number equal to 10. So what is mean by this in detail you will understand. For today, just for today, you can understand that this is keyword, this is variable, this is data type, and this is variable value. So what is mean by the data type? What is mean by that variable value? Everything you will be understanding in the coming sessions here. For now, our understanding is how these particular TypeScript variables are working. That is what we need to begin understand. First, I define one value a equal to 10. Okay. Next, what I'm doing is, which I will be taking with a and then taking with the number equal to 20. See here, I'm trying to reassign the data. So I'm trying to reassign the data. Reassign the value. So if I'm trying to reassign the value, is it accepting it? So I'm just previously have been given 10. In a place of 10, I'm taking with the 20. Is it accepting it? No. Because whenever you are working with the constant, it is fixed as a given a equal to 10. It will fix that a equal to 10. Again, for the same name of a, you cannot reassign the value. That is what we clearly mentioned, that reassign the data. At the same time, we cannot redeclare the variable. Meaning of redeclare with the variable, you can see here. Again, I will be defining it, which I will be taking with this particular redeclare. It will not allow you to go with that particular perspective of redeclare. So if I'm trying with reassign, and then you will be taking with this particular redeclare. Okay, so which it will be giving an error. So this is what your first understanding. Your first understanding is while working this particular constant keyword, we can define the constant value. Up to that, perfectly okay. There is no issue. I can print with the statement that particular console.log I will be taking with that particular A. That will be working. But I cannot reassign the data, nothing but reassign the value and redeclare. Both the things cannot be done. This is what your first understanding I'm taking with the comments. Next, you will be taking with let keyword. For let keyword, see here. I'm just taking with that particular let be equal to 20. First assigned it. Perfectly okay. Then I will be taking with, in the same way, I'm taking with be equal to 30. So here, I just mentioned reassign the data. Reassign the data. It has been allowed here. B equal to 30, there is no error at all. I can reassign the data, but I'm trying to redeclare. It has been giving an error here. So while working this particular let keyword, while working that particular let keyword, I can reassign the data, but I cannot redeclare the variable. So that is what I will be taking with this particular one, which I will be taking with, I will be mentioning that let keyword. So here, this is I'll make a comment. So while working with the let, we can assign the value, we can reassign the data, but we cannot redeclare the variable here. Okay. Then finally, we will be taking with that particular var. So while working that particular respective var, I can go with reassign. Reassign the data, redeclare the variable. I just reassign. In a place of 40, I have been assigned to 50. And then the same variable as it is, I have been defined it, it has been allowed. So reassigning is also allowed, redeclare also has been allowed. So this will become a problem in future, because if you are taking with indirectly, this is like in a duplication here. Indirectly, this is like in a duplication, which will become in a problem in the further programming. Because of that particular reason, as part of these particular respective programming, either you will go with var keyword, sorry, you will go with constant keyword and let keyword only. You will not be using this particular var keyword. It is available, but it is not at all suggestible in utilizing these particular keywords. Let's see here. Now, I'm just clearing the data. We can use the command of clear to clear the data. Now I want to run the program. To get run with, sorry, compile the program. TSC, TypeScript compiler. TSC, TypeScript compiler. Providing file name example underscore. It will be taking with where that particular keywords, which we will be taking with var keywords dot ts. Then it will generate .js file. Once execution has been done, it has been generated .js file. Now I will be taking with execution. I will be taking with node. So that particular node, I will be providing file name. But you have to make sure that you're saving the program. Whenever you are executing or compiling, it's mandatory that you have to save the program. Otherwise, you can use the option of file and then mention that auto save. Just you can enable the option of auto save. Automatically it will enable it, which will be taking with auto save. Now I'll run with the program. It will be giving the program result that it is printing all that particular values. So don't be confused at all. Concept is very simple. While working, constant keyword just to define the constant value. We cannot reassign the data. We cannot redeclare the variable. While working, let keyword to define, to define the data. We can reassign the data, but we cannot redeclare. But while working that particular var, it can go with reassign and we can go with redeclare. Both the things has been allowed. That is what I will be taking with these particular variable keywords here. I mean, going forward, whenever we are writing that particular programs, as part of that particular program requirement, we need to use these keywords here. We need to be get use these particular keywords here. Either var, sorry, not var keyword, either let keyword or it will be taking with constant keyword. So these are very basic level of the concepts. These are very basic level of the concepts here. For now, we got understand that the first concept of TypeScript we have been discussing about in printing with statements. And after that, we have been discussed about this particular variable keywords. And then you need to get go with another most important concept and then very regular concept and basic concept. While working programming, while working Java programming, TypeScript program, Python program, .NET program. All these particular programming, very basic concept and then very most important concepts you need to be understand is mentioning that class and then method and then object. I'm taking with this particular class and then taking with the method and then object. So if I go with these particular three concepts are very most important for Java, TypeScript .NET, Python. All the common programming, these three are very most important. I'm clearly saying that if you guys are getting comfortable with these three concepts, all your further programming will be easy. If you are not getting comfortable with these three concepts, how many days you are doing with the program, there is no use of that. So these are the three concepts we need to understand. So from Monday, I'll be taking with these three concepts here. Maximum of by Monday or Tuesday, you guys need to be get more comfortable in getting started working with the programming. So please continue all that particular practice here. You can go with that particular take with the help of online lab support, offline lab support, but make sure that you will be taking with the proper practice, guys. So please do with that particular practice here, then it will make you more comfortable in understanding with the concepts. So from Monday, I'll be taking that class and then method and object. After that, we'll be taking with some other concepts. Just continue all these particular practice here. Okay? Clear everyone? Right. So just continue all these particular practice. On Monday, I'll be taking with these particular concepts here. And all the online students having with the questions, you guys can continue your questions.
Press to ending the world. Bluetooth mode.
You're clear, right? Online students, you can continue your questions.
Hi, sir. Naresh this side.
Yes, Naresh. Yeah.
Sir, can you please, explain in detail about the redeclaring the value? I mean, how to redeclare? I mean, exactly you are redeclaring the value.
Oh, see here.
Yeah.
What is the variable name you have been using?
C.
C. And then 40. This is C is number. The same thing I defined here.
Okay.
Where C and then number. Just only the data have been changed, but the same variable. That means I'm redeclaring. So this is what I will be taking with it, the redeclare. Okay.
Okay, sir. Redeclaring means same variable, like C means C.
We are taking with the same variable and same keyword.
Okay.
Next. Okay. Next, guys. Online students can continue. No more other questions, right? Okay, then. If we don't have any questions, we'll take an exit. So please look
Hello,
into the
sir.
practice. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Sudha. Sir, why I'm getting that error while execution?
So there is an execution policy will be there. For that, one more extra command need to be get installed in that VS Code. Just you can connect with that particular lab support. They will help you that in resolving it. Okay.
Okay, sir, sure.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Okay then. Please take care about the practice. Meet you on Monday then. Yeah. Thank you.